Okay, so I just got back from my one-on-one with my surgeon. So far, so good. It looks like the end of February, the last week of February, is when I would be looking at my surgery. I told her I wanted the gastric bypass, so everything looks really good. I have a couple more things I got to do, and then, yeah, the last week of February I should be good to go. So I still had a lot of questions, still have a lot of stories, all that kind of stuff. I'm definitely going to get to everybody. And I'm just really trying to keep these videos under 20 minutes so you guys are not watching me forever. And not that you wouldn't want to, but you know. I'm also trying to only do about 3 a week, which I thought would be hard not to blog a lot because I have a lot to say. But it's actually finding it hard to blog at least 3 times just because the kids have... I would start blogging and all of a sudden I'd hear someone yelling at somebody in the living room. And... you know, I want you guys to think I'm the perfect mother and I can't have my kids yelling in the background. So, I was asked how many calories I take in a day. I take in, personally, 1,200 to 1,400 calories. How the math works on that is you should be taking in about 7 to 10 calories per pound of your body. So, obviously, I took my ideal weight for my height, which is about 120. I'm 5'2". And I multiplied that obviously by 10 so that I could get as many as I could, and it came out to obviously 1,200. So I try to keep it between 1,200 and 1,400. Our nutritionist has us on a 1,400 calorie diet. She wanted me to add 300 calories just because I'm nursing. I asked her if I could do the 1,400 and see how my milk supply does. And she said, yeah, that was fine. So I did, and my milk supply still stayed really good. And so I went ahead and stuck with the 1,400. Most days I come out around 13, so right in the middle. But that's how many I'm taking in personally daily. Before I started this, when I started actually looking at the food I'm eating, I can imagine that I took in probably 3,000–4,000 calories a day. Which, if you really start reading the labels, is you start being very shocked at what you're eating. And that was my biggest thing, was when I started reading labels, I was like, holy duh, I cannot believe that I'm taking in this many calories. No wonder I weigh this much. So that was a pretty good wake-up call, really documenting what I was eating and how many calories everything was, and realizing that I mean, just my cup of coffee in the morning was like 300 calories, and that's because I put, you know, stuff in it. So that really was a good idea. Like, if you want to just list what you're eating normally, give yourself a couple days, list what you're eating and how many calories, and I think a lot of us would be very shocked at what the end number is. So, sticking with that. Also, I had a bunch of questions on my motivation on how I get to working out. I work out, I have a Wii Fit that I've been doing, and I do that game Just Dance. I'm really trying to get back into running. I'm starting obviously very slow on that just because I haven't run since college, so I'm starting off slower on that, and I'm not going out and running, you know, 6 miles or anything, but I'm working up to it. And my motivation to get myself running is I will sit there and tell myself I have to work out at least 10 minutes a day, because I can talk myself out of working out very easily. So I tell myself if I can just get 10 minutes in, then I'm good. I can stop, you know, whatever. And usually once I get to the 10 minutes and I'm already going, I have no problem getting to the 30 minutes or the hour. So that to me has helped. And there have been days that I'm just like, I did my 10 minutes and I'm done. And I figure 10 minutes is way better than nothing. So that really helps to just talk myself into the 10 minutes. I tried working out in the morning. I love working out in the morning. However, a lot of the gyms do not open childcare until 8 or 9 o'clock, which is kind of a bummer because that's when my day pretty much starts. And I want to work out before my day starts. And Doug works, you know, he goes into work at 5:30 in the morning and doesn't get out till 5:30 at night. So it's difficult to have the kids here and try and do the running and stuff. There's obviously strollers and stuff that I am interested in, and I'm going to get a treadmill so I can start doing this stuff inside and doing it on my own in here, because obviously the gym as of now is just not an option, because I'm not a nighttime workout person. I'm doing it now just for convenience, but in my own home it's a lot easier than trying to get out and go somewhere. So that's what I'm doing for now. I would really, really love to get back into the morning thing, but until our situation changes with Doug's job, not going to happen. So that's what I do for my working out and stuff. Let's see. That was the other question. One of the other questions was, again, like the motivation for wanting to do the better eating and exercising and all that stuff. My biggest rule, my number one rule, especially when Doug is deployed, is I absolutely have to wake up every morning and take a shower. I did not allow myself to go more than, I mean, it would be, I think there was like 3 or 4 days out of the entire time he was deployed that I did not get up and shower, and I just stayed in my pajamas all day. And it was usually because it was really bad weather and I wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, or somebody was sick. So that is the biggest number one thing that really helps me, is to get up. I get up at 5 o'clock every morning and I take a shower no matter what, and that just makes me feel better, so that makes me want to do better. Also, when I do shower and everything, I make sure that when I get out, I do my hair and my makeup. Even if the makeup is just eyeliner and mascara, that works for me. But I cut my hair really, really short just so I would have to do it, like it wasn't an option. And the one day that I don't do my hair is the one day that Doug brings somebody home, or for lunch, or somebody delivers something, or that seems to be the one day that I don't do my hair. So I make sure I do my hair every single day, and you know, that just makes me feel better about myself. That makes me want to try, and it makes me feel pretty, and you know, and it's for Doug too. And I'm not a trophy wife, definitely the wrong words, but I am a projection of him. He married me, and when people see me, they associate him and me together, obviously. So I enjoy when he looks good in front of people, so I can imagine that he probably likes it better when I look good. And so I definitely do that for both of us. And so yeah, just little things like that, you know, getting up, getting ready, just getting up with my day and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I do weigh myself every single morning. That's my motivation, to see the scale. If it goes up a little bit, then I know to back off that day. I'd rather weigh myself every single morning, see the ounces go up a little bit, than weigh myself once a week and then be like, shoot, I just gained 3 pounds. That's a whole week's worth of work to me to lose that 3 pounds. So if I see the ounces go up, it's a lot easier for me to be like, okay, I need to lose half a pound instead of, you know, 3 and 4. So that is one of the things, and obviously writing everything down. Cool, so that was the questions that I had for today to answer. I wanted to let you guys know that if you have any more questions, stories, or anything like that, a lot of people want to just email me. You can email me at Jennifer, T as in Tom, Levi, Levy, @yahoo.com. You can also message me over the Facebook. I check both of them every day. And I also want to let you guys know that I am going to have Doug blog on here about being a husband, and how this all affected him. The weight gain, how it affected him in watching me with my children, how it affected him when I told him I wanted the weight loss surgery, his concerns about all this stuff, and his outlook on everything. So if you have questions for Doug, let me know. And I'd like to get those to him before he, you know, so that he can kind of think of how he wants to answer and stuff. So he's definitely, he really does like to think about what he's going to say before he does it. I can usually just go with it. But, yeah, so let me know if you want him to answer anything. Any other questions and stuff, email me. So I have a person here who I'd like to share her story. I'm just going to read her email to me because I don't want to change any words or try to, you know, explain this in my own words, because I obviously don't know because I'm not in it. And I just want to make sure that her point gets across in everything she's gone through. If you want to send me your weight loss story and everything, let me know, or what you're struggling with, anything, and I will read it. I won't give names out because a lot of you guys either know each other, or I know a lot of these people work with my husband, so I don't want to get any of that in the middle of it. So I'm going to go ahead and read her email. And then I think this will be great because then we can figure out, you know, we all connect on certain levels. There's a lot of stuff that I've gone through that she's gone through. But there's a lot of stuff that she struggles with that I never had to. And she's going to be an inspiration for other people who are going through certain things that I'm not going through. So this is all going to be extremely beneficial. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that your video blog is awesome. So it made me teary-eyed, and I never ever cry, not even during funerals. You are very inspirational, and I want you to know that. Well, I'm sure you already do. She's implying that I have a really good self-esteem. I struggled with weight my whole life. I know I'm not huge or obese, but I was overweight. I was bulimic at one point in my life. I struggled being the biggest in my family and always having cousins call me fat, and my aunts on one side of the family always tormenting me over my weight. Growing up like that and having two sisters who were size 0 and still are, and having a mom that's a twig, was also very hard on me. I felt like a nobody and like I wasn't good enough. I think a lot of it is why I'm so depressed today. Anyways, when I joined the Army in 2002, I got in shape. I was on a roll for a while until about a year and a half ago when I went through my divorce and came out of SEER school. For people who are not military, SEER school is a pretty serious school that these soldiers have to go through. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a school that prepares them for being a prisoner of war. So they get pretty serious physically and mentally with these guys to really prepare them and to know how to handle situations. So this is a pretty serious school that our guys go through, and you know, so it's pretty intense. I got sick with a staph infection coming out of SEER and was put on steroids and gained 14 pounds in 4 days on them. I never lost that weight. I was so depressed, and still am kind of from getting the divorce and losing someone I love so much. Then I just gave up the working out and took to eating. Now 25 pounds heavier and overweight for my height, only by a couple pounds, but I'm still paying for it, and I need motivation to get back into working out like I used to. You are an inspiration to me. I went on the 1,500 calorie diet starting today. It was hard eating what I had to eat. I used to be 140 a year and a half ago, and now I weigh 168. My weight fluctuates day to day from 165 to 168, and it sucks. I just wanted to tell you some of my story and why I'm always hard on myself. It was because of how I grew up. I got skinny on the deployment in 2007 because before the deployment I only weighed 145 and I was almost 5'9". My ex-husband said to me that he compromised with me because I was the fattest girl he had ever been with. I knew this wasn't true, but I took it to heart. I went a little overboard on my deployment and I was a size 6 when I got back. Now I am back up to an 11. Anyways, I am so proud of you and you are a great inspiration. You should stick to the video blogs, and I think that you will potentially help others who are struggling with the same thing. Keep it up, and I'm rooting for you. And then I emailed her back and asked her if I could use the story, and then she emailed me again with a little bit more of it that I'd like to read. It is very much a struggle, and now my family is like, you're not fat, and all my friends say the same thing, but it's embedded in my head. I know that I'm not, and I know that I'm not the skinny mini either that I once was, or like my sisters are. When you have been called something your whole life and you struggle with it, it just sticks with you. I think people think I say it for attention, but when a person sits at home and cries about this and refuses to hang out with her friends, like I sometimes do, because she feels fat and ugly and she doesn't want to go out of the house, then you know it is deeper than just getting attention. My issue is getting better each day, but there are times that I get so down on myself still and won't leave my house for a whole weekend, and I will punish myself by either eating fat foods and junk food, or I will take laxatives. I'm embarrassed when I go shopping and have fat food in my cart because I can see people saying to themselves, why is she buying all that fattening food? She's too fat already. I hate this. Anyways, enough of me complaining. Okay, first of all, she's not complaining, but this is a real issue that a lot of us have had, that I know that with my family, I really didn't hear it from my family. I have the same thing where my brothers are extremely tall and skinny, and I am the shortest and the biggest. And but I never really got told anything about my weight. My dad mentioned things, but he veered more of a different type of abuse. He wasn't so much into my weight as just calling me other things. So the weight wasn't a problem with that. I did have a problem with my dad's parents, my grandparents. They I would go over for, Thanksgiving, Easter, that kind of stuff, and every time I went over there, they had some comment about my weight. We went out to lunch one time, and they took me to Taco Bell, and when I ordered a Mexican pizza, I just remembered the looks on their faces and them telling me, you're going to cut that in a fourth, right, and eat it. And I just remember thinking, wow, they really think I'm fat. So I went in one day to one of these things, Easter or Thanksgiving, and I went to the table, and I thought, you know what, I am not going to let them have any opinion about my weight this time. I sat down and I started eating strawberries, and the first words out of my grandmother's mouth were, you know that strawberries have sugar in them too, and that you can get fat off that. And I remember thinking, I'm done. I can't handle it. If they're just going to drag me down every second of every day I'm with them, then I'm just not going to show up anymore. And thankfully I was old enough to pretty much tell my parents I wasn't going. And I didn't go because I was just really tired of hearing their comments and everything, and it really stuck with me. And my husband met them a couple times, and he asked why I didn't talk to them, and I said I just don't want to hear it. So that did not help, and having a family member tell you that stuff, especially when you're not. I look at pictures of that time in my life, and I'm like, wow, I wish I were that fat again, because I was so much smaller. And I think people just cling so hard to culture's idea of being skinny that if we don't look like that, then they want to judge us. And that is a really hard thing to deal with. And a lot of these people who are judging us and calling us fat usually have a problem looking at themselves in the mirror for some reason. Just because I'm overweight, I still find myself beautiful. And I don't think I look bad, and that was one of the best things, I guess, but also one of my downfalls, because I was like, hey, if I'm going to be fat, I'll be a pretty fat girl, and that's obviously not a reason to stay there. So just telling our girls, and I know a lot of us have daughters, telling them that they're beautiful. I mean, obviously teaching them about health and about fitness and everything, but telling them in every way that they're beautiful. The one thing I had to really start thinking is, how does God look at me? He obviously looks at me like a daughter, and he is completely in love with me as a daughter, so of course he's thinking I'm beautiful. I never have looked at my children and been like, they're not, I've always looked at them and been like, they're absolutely beautiful to me. I mean, obviously I think I have the most beautiful children in the world, but obviously I'm biased. So everybody looks at their children and thinks that. So if I think that about my children, he's thinking that about all of us, which is awesome. So we need to really focus on us and how we think of ourselves when we look in the mirror and how we define ourselves. Do I find problem spots? Of course. There are days that I grab my stomach and I'm like, I just wish that I didn't have this flap. But then I sit there thinking, that flap was caused by 3 beautiful children. So I'd rather have the flap than not have them. And it can be fixed. So that really has helped, is to realize why I look like I do. And a lot of it's not good, but some of it is. And I have my battle scars just like everybody else. And this is going to be another war that I have to go to. And I'm going to have some scars from it, but I'm going to be proud of them at the same time. One of the things that she had mentioned is that she was bulimic for a while. There is a lot of girls that go through this too. Not that it has never crossed my mind. I mean, I definitely, when I was not in high school, but maybe in between high school and now, where I have thought about doing that. And, it seems like an easier way out because you just have to do whatever you have to do. The reason I never did anorexia was because obviously I like food. I didn't want to not have food. Bulimic, I was scared to ruin my teeth. So I know that's a weird thing to think, but that's why I never did the bulimia thing, and that's why I never smoked. Because I did not, I had worked so hard on my teeth to get them the way they are, that I wanted to keep them this way. So that is something that a lot of us struggle with, and that I pray that my daughters never, my son, all of us, never have to deal with something like that where we think it's necessary to do anything like that. But it's a very real problem, and I'm very glad that she brought that up in here and that she was able to tell me about it, because there's a lot of us that, I'm sure there's some of us that have gone through it, or I'm hoping somebody is listening to this and knowing that there's a different way. But just knowing, I think, that you are one of a kind, that you have a father who made you, especially the way you are, for a reason, definitely helps. I've had, oddly enough, a couple people ask if I was thinking of getting a nose job after losing all the weight so that it would fit my face. I do have a fat nose, but I absolutely love my nose because it is my dad. As much as he and I had our problems, he was an excellent father when he was not drinking and when we were younger. And this is my dad, and this is the way that God has made me, and I don't want to change that too much. I'm not against plastic surgery or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff I would like to get done, like taking skin off and but nothing to change the way I look, because this makes me who I am, and I do find myself beautiful. And it's just, I don't think that is something that we need to worry about. It's more just getting healthy and not our looks. But I'm really glad. I hope this girl keeps me updated on what's going on. But like she said, getting that drilled in your head all the time that you're fat, you do start believing it. Obviously, I went on that last time. And no matter what you look like, you always think people are thinking other things. I've done that in the grocery store, where I wonder if people are looking at me going, ooh, she probably shouldn't get that bag of Oreos, or, I'm scared to death to go to a buffet because I don't want people judging me when I walk up to it. So that has kept me away from, that type of stuff. But, again, we need to start looking up and not around. So we need to realize that we're really doing this for ourselves. I want to lose weight for my family, but my biggest thing is I want to lose weight for me. I want to feel good about myself. I used to walk around and see skinny girls and think to myself, I will never ever be that. I may be able to lose weight, but I'll never be tiny like that. And that used to be a bad thing, but the more and more I started really thinking about it, I was like, I want to look healthy. I don't want to be super skinny. I just want to be healthy. I've seen the super skinny girls that don't look healthy and they don't look good. So it's usually people that are dealing with their own eating disorders. So I just really, really want to stress that the first thing we need to accomplish, I think, is being able to love us the way we are already. And I'd love to hear any comments you guys have on that kind of stuff. And I used to put a little post-it on my mirror that said, "You are absolutely beautiful." And I'd read that to myself out loud every day. And I would just pretend like it was God telling me that. And obviously you don't have to pretend because He is. But I would really, really focus on that. And now with my my kids, when Brecken and Taylor go to school and I pack their lunches, even though Brecken can't read, Taylor can't read, I still write on their napkins how much I love them, and I will put on Taylor's, "You are absolutely beautiful." And I just want to drill in her head that I think she is beautiful no matter what, and she needs to hear that from us. And she needs to hear that from her father. And that's a big deal, too, is getting your husbands to let your daughters know that they are beautiful no matter what. Because if they're not beautiful to daddy, then they're going to find someone they're beautiful to, and that person may not show them beauty in the right way. So a lot of us have great husbands who do that. And that is a huge blessing and completely amazing that we are so lucky to find these people. But that was one thing I did talk to my husband about. I was like, I know you think they're beautiful, and I know that you love them, but I really need you to tell them that all the time. And I just told him that his words and him telling that all the time would really, really stick with them. I had a girl in high school that this story always stuck with me, and what she did is she got her womanly friend. Her once a month came. She was very excited to be, a woman and everything. She told me this in high school. She wasn't in high school when it happened. But she went to her family. Her mom and dad told them what had happened, everything, very excited and stuff. And her dad came home that night with a dozen roses. And she was like, you know, I thought it was a little odd at first, and he gave them to her. And she was like, you know, what are these for? And he said, I want to be the first man to give you flowers as a woman and to let you know how much I love you. And to me, that stuck with me because she remembered it, first of all, and it made her feel beautiful, and she realized that she did not need to go looking for love in the wrong places, and that she had her mom and dad and their love. Because we tend to twist that and try to find it, and you hear stories about that, and you try to find something else somewhere else. So that is a big deal to me. But other than that, this girl, you know who you are. Please keep me updated on how everything's going. I love to hear from everybody. More questions and stuff later. I'm hopefully going to get through the weekend without doing a blog, just to spend time with my kids and stuff. I'll try to, maybe, but I think my husband works this weekend at some point, so I'm going to go ahead and try again on Monday. This is the furthest I've gotten in this blog without having to cancel it and redo it, so let me know what you thought, and keep giving me your stories and stuff, and I'll keep you updated on everything that is happening over this way. Have a good day.